Congratulations, Kyler Murray. You are now a Minnesota Viking. You have finally escaped the purgatory that is the Arizona Cardinals franchise, and you've gotten very far away from one of the dumbest fan bases in all of sports. I can say that because I'm a Cardinals fan, and I have to deal with these morons on a daily basis. If you don't believe me, just take a look at any comment section on any Arizona Cardinals post on any social media, Reddit, Facebook, it doesn't matter. You will leave yourself wondering how these people haven't ran themselves over with their own cars yet. And just look how happy he is. I'd be very happy to get away from Arizona also. And in his very first season as a starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, Kyler Murray has led them to a 10-7 record and the 7th seed in the NFC. And it looks like they got off to a slow start, going 1-4 to start the season, but they end up going 9-3 in the remaining 12 games to make the playoffs. Now let's see what kind of stats Kyler put up in his first season as the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, 3,779 yards and 36 touchdowns, so only 9 interceptions. He had a 108.2 quarterback rating. Definitely Kyler's best season as a pro. You see what happens when he's surrounded by a competent organization. It's kind of crazy. And he added another 3 touchdowns on the ground to make it 39 total on the season. And you just know Jefferson's happy after that completely forgettable 2025 season. Only 17th in total offensive yards, though, which is a lot lower than I expected after seeing what Kyler did. Let's take a look at the season award, see what kind of MVP voting Kyler got. Okay, so 5th overall, that's actually really good. It's kind of funny seeing Fernando Mendoza up there. The Cardinals obviously had the #1 overall pick and went with him to replace Kyler, and it looks like it was a pretty good decision on their part. And with the Cardinals making good decisions, it shows you just how completely unrealistic this is. Okay, so career-wise, that now puts Kyler Murray at 25,108 yards, 171 touchdowns, 73 interceptions, 66 completion percentage, and a 94.5 rating. But now the question remains, can Kyler get past the first round and get himself his first career playoff win? Let's go. And they did it. He gets a win over the #2 seed Philadelphia Eagles 16-14. And Kyler threw for 232 yards, a single touchdown, 0 interceptions on a 63% completion percentage. And no Justin Jefferson. This is not good. This is really bad. He must have got injured. This is not good at all to take him away from us in the playoffs. And would you look at that? This is so unlucky for Kyler, for Justin to go down with broken ribs. This is insanely unlucky. Oh, man. Now Kyler's got to face his old NFC West rival, San Francisco 49ers in round 2. Let's go. And unfortunately, they were not able to pull off the upset against the #1 seed San Francisco 49ers, losing 10-7. This kind of makes me feel like if Justin Jefferson had not gotten injured, they might have been able to put up some more points. More than likely would have, but it kind of sucks for Kyler to lose his #1 passing option, his #1 target this late in the season, in the playoffs. They do lose. It is what it is. We'll accept defeat, and we'll move on. And so now the biggest question remains. Kyler was only on a 1-year deal, so do the Vikings choose to keep him? Do they re-sign him, or do they move on and go with J.J. McCarthy? Kyler had pretty good success in his 1 season with the Vikings. Is it enough to keep him? Let's see. And no, it seems like it wasn't enough to keep him. Had they not had 87 overall J.J. McCarthy waiting in the wings, I think they probably would have kept him. But he is now a free agent. Let's see if he gets picked up, where he goes, if he's going to be a starter, if he's going to be a backup. Who needs a quarterback? Who needs Kyler Murray? He had a good season last year. He had a playoff win. He was 5th in MVP voting. Somebody's got to take him, right? And that team would be the Los Angeles Rams. I'm assuming Matt Stafford retired, and they added Kyler Murray to replace him, to be the successor to that franchise. They got to know a little bit about him, obviously facing him twice a year in the NFC West, so they saw something that they liked, and they chose him to be their starting quarterback. Let's go, Kyler. And he clearly has zero competition for the starting quarterback role, so absolutely great situation for Kyler. Let's see how much they paid him. All right, looks like 3 years, $76 million. He's making $43 million, $46 million, $49 million. I don't know how that math is mathing, but good for you, Kyler. Attaboy, let's go. And like I said, zero competition for the starting quarterback job. Kyron Williams is still a running back, but unfortunately, the only good wide receiver he seems to have is Puka. It could be all he needs, but still, he doesn't really have very many passing options, unfortunately. And in his first season as the Rams starting quarterback, they go 8-9. They have a losing record. This is not a good sign. I don't know how Kyler ended up playing, but let's find out. Okay, so he did throw for 4,015 yards and 34 touchdowns. However, he did throw 14 picks. Still 65% completion percentage, 96.9 rating. Not bad numbers. 4,000 yards, pretty good. He added 2 more touchdowns on the ground. Kyron ran for over 1,000. And we thought Puka was going to be our only real receiving weapon, but he somehow got outplayed by Jordan Whittington and outplayed by Tutu Atwell. So I don't know what happened. That's kind of weird. All right, so it looks like they lost 6 one-score games. So six very close games that could have gone either way. They ended up losing those, and that will definitely lead you to have a losing record. It is unfortunate for that to happen to Kyler in his first season as a starting quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams, but he does have 2 more years in his contract, so hopefully they don't decide to trade him away. Hopefully they let him play out his contract so he can make up for taking them to an 8-9 record. Okay, so in his 8th season, he has surpassed 30,000 yards and 200 touchdowns. And he has surpassed 3,500 yards on the ground, but this game completely nerfs his rushing ability, so I don't expect him to end his career with a lot of rushing yards, honestly. Okay, year 2 in his tenure with the Rams. Let's see where he stands on the depth chart, and let's see if they have added any pieces to help him out offensively. Okay, looks like they added Chris Godwin, who is pretty old, but he's still an 83 overall, which is his speed, which he's got to be one of the slower receivers in the league. He's slower than the tight end, so I don't know how much he's going to help, but I mean, hopefully he produces. All right, year 2 as the Rams starting quarterback. Can he improve on last season? Can he get them to the postseason? Can he improve on his one career playoff win? Let's go. And in his 2nd year with the Rams, in his 9th year in the league, he takes them to a 13-4 record, and what also looks like a first-round bye. And Kyler threw for over 4,300 yards and 35 touchdowns. He completed 64% of his passes with a 98.5 quarterback rating. He also added 2 more touchdowns on the ground, bringing his season total to 37. He also had 2 1,000-yard receivers, with Puka going for 1161 and Tutu Atwell going for 1138. Tutu almost doubled Puka's touchdown numbers, though, with 13-7. That's kind of crazy. And they were 2nd in the NFL for total offensive yards, almost hitting 6,000. And big surprise, Joe Burrow wins another MVP. Perennial MVP award winner, dating Jessica Alba. Sick life, dude. Real happy for you. Kyler comes in 7th. And we do lock up the number 1 seed, so we will see you in the divisional round. And it looks like the number 7 seed Carolina Panthers do pull off the upset against the number 2 seed Atlanta Falcons. So we do have a fairly easy divisional round game. I would assume so on paper. Let's see if we can pull off the win and get to that NFC Championship game for the first time in Kyler's career. And easy game on paper turns out to not be very easy after all, as the number 1 seed Rams barely pull off the win 17-14 against the number 7 seed Carolina Panthers. We will be facing the number 4 seed Washington Commanders in the NFC Championship. Kyler does have a pretty good game, all things considered. 119.4 passer rating, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks on a 66 completion percentage. And Puka goes for 63 and a touchdown, and rookie Ryan O'Connell leads the way with 73 yards and also adds a touchdown. Okay, for the first time in his professional career, Kyler Murray will be in an NFC Championship game as the number 1 seed facing the number 4 seed Washington Commanders. Can he pull it off? Can he get to his first Super Bowl of his career? Let's see. And he did it. Kyler Murray has taken the Los Angeles Rams to the Super Bowl with a 24-7 win over the Washington Commanders. And he will be facing the number 1 seed Jacksonville Jaguars. Tyler Hader is absolutely punching the air right now. Let's see how he played. 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 73% completion percentage, and a 99.3 quarterback rating, completely outplaying Jaden Daniels. Tyron went for 108 on 22 carries. Puka had 9 catches for 82 yards, and Chris Godwin Jr. went for 74 on 6 catches and 1 touchdown. Okay, your 2028 Super Bowl, the number 1 seed LA Rams versus the number 1 seed Jacksonville Jaguars. Can Kyler pull it off? Can he lead the Rams to his first Super Bowl of his career? Let's go. And he's actually done it. Kyler has led the Rams to a Super Bowl victory. Not only that, is he is the Super Bowl MVP. Let's see what kind of numbers he put up. 308 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 116.7 quarterback rating, 69, nice, completion percentage. Kyler is your Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl champion, to add to his trophy collection that includes Heisman Trophy, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys all for watching. I'm totally kidding. We got a lot more football to play. We're going to see if Kyler can do it again, maybe win season MVP. Let's go. Okay, we're in the 3rd and final year of this contract with the Los Angeles Rams. Kyler Murray is now 32 years old. He still has no competition on the depth chart. This year is going to determine whether or not the Rams want to continue with him as their starting quarterback or move on to greener pastures. I'm not sure how he can improve on this season. I mean, there's definitely regular season improvement. He can win regular season MVP, but he has a Super Bowl win with the Rams. I don't know. They got to be pretty satisfied with signing him. All right, and in his 3rd year as the starting quarterback for the Rams, he takes them to a 10-7 record, which is the 5th seed in the NFC. Definitely a bit of a fall off from a 13-4 record in the number 1 seed, but let's see what kind of numbers Kyler put up in his, I think, 11th year. 3,772 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, a 98.4 quarterback rating, and a 65% completion percentage. Still putting up pretty good numbers this late in his career. It is the final year in his contract with the Rams. We'll see how the playoffs play out, and we'll see if they decide to keep him. And he did add 4 touchdowns on the ground, giving him a final total of 35 on the season. And the Rams do go ahead and beat the number 4 seed Philadelphia Eagles with a final score of 31-24. Kyler had a very good game, going for 269 and 3 touchdowns, no picks, 137.3 quarterback rating, and an 80% completion percentage. And the Rams will be facing the number 3 seed Green Bay Packers in the divisional round. Can Kyler get back into the NFC Championship game? Let's go. And unfortunately, the Rams are unable to pull off the upset. They lose to the number 3 seed Green Bay Packers 28-7, ending the Rams' 2029 playoff run and season. So now the question remains, will Kyler be able to stay on as the Rams quarterback? Will they let him go to free agency and test the waters? Let's see what happens. And it looks as though the Rams did do the smart thing and retain Kyler Murray as their quarterback. He did, however, take a massive pay cut. As you can see, he's only making $4.5 million now, compared to the $76 million it was before. And it does look as though Kyler is still projected to be the starting quarterback. However, 26-year-old Taylor Green could make a push for that starting spot at some point if Kyler does struggle. Okay, let's see if 33-year-old Kyler Murray can get the Rams back into the playoffs, or will he struggle and let the 26-year-old Taylor Green take over? Let's go. And the 2030 Los Angeles Rams have gone 13-4. They are the 3 seed. Let's see if Kyler was the quarterback that led them to this 13-4 record. And oh my God, at 33 years old, Kyler Murray has thrown for a career-best 4,819 yards, 42 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 67 completion percentage, and a 113.1 quarterback rating. He has to be the MVP. This is by far the best season he's ever had. I really hope he won MVP. He also added 4 touchdowns on the ground, giving him a total of 46 touchdowns on the season. Are you kidding me? And there you have it, folks. Kyler Murray is your 2030 regular season league MVP, the first and probably only league MVP of his career. He now has regular season MVP, Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's pretty much done it all in the NFL now. What a great cherry on top for his career for Kyler Murray. And with that insane MVP season, he now has 43,000 total passing yards and 313 passing touchdowns. And he did surpass 4,000 rushing yards, and he's closing in on 50 rushing touchdowns. All right, the Rams face the 9-8 Philadelphia Eagles in the wildcard round. Can Kyler add another playoff victory to his resume? Let's go. And he gets it done with a 31-23 victory. He moves on to the divisional playoffs against the number 2 seed Washington Commanders. And the league MVP continues to be absolute dominant in the playoffs. 132.3 passer rating, 375 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a 79% completion percentage. What an amazing game. He also added another touchdown on the ground, giving him 4 total. Unfortunately, they were unable to upset the number 2 seed Washington Commanders, falling 24-17 in the divisional round, ending the playoff run and 2030 season of the MVP Kyler Murray and the Los Angeles Rams. Unfortunately, Kyler didn't play all that well, and they were bounced from the playoffs. Hopefully, he can bounce back next season. Okay, welcome to the 2031 preseason. Kyler is still the starting quarterback. He doesn't have any competition. Hopefully, he can still put up decent numbers. This is the last year in his 2-year contract, so we'll see what happens. I'm not sure that the Rams are going to choose to keep him after this season, but hopefully they do. Hopefully, he can retire a Ram because he had, the best seasons of his career with them and won a Super Bowl and MVP. If not, maybe he gets signed somewhere as a backup. We'll see what happens, though. And the Rams go 6-11, which isn't surprising, honestly, starting a 74 overall starting quarterback. Let's see. Hopefully he put up relatively good numbers for his agent rating. I don't know if he got injured or benched at some point. It looks like he missed a couple games. He still threw for 3,300 yards, 27 touchdowns, which is pretty good for where he's at ratings-wise. But it looks like had he not gotten injured, he could have passed for over 4,000 yards and over 30 touchdowns. So I'm happy with it. I think that's a pretty good season, all things considered. And he did add another 2 touchdowns on the ground, so almost 30 touchdowns total on the season, which is pretty good for where he's at in his career. And career stats-wise, that puts him over 46,000 passing yards. He is approaching 350 passing touchdowns. And here's how those numbers stack up against all the other starting quarterbacks currently in the NFL. He's 5th among active quarterbacks in passing yards and 6th overall when it comes to passing touchdowns. And Quinn Ewers doesn't count, so he's 5th amongst quarterbacks when it comes to completion percentage. And barring any drastic changes, he should still be good enough to be the Rams starting quarterback next season. He is, however, at the end of his contract, so we'll see if they choose to retain him or if he ends up signing somewhere else through free agency. And there it is. Kyler Murray is a 35-year-old, 70 overall free agent. I'm going to sim the offseason or preseason and see if he gets signed by any teams. Hopefully, maybe he could just ride it out as a backup, make a couple more $1 million, and ride off into the sunset. And it looks like Kyler Murray's been signed by the New York Giants to back up Jason Geathers. The crazy thing about the Giants is currently their head coach is Jonathan Gannon. So I don't know if he's throwing Kyler a bone or if he just really wanted him because his current backup was 63 overall. But we'll sim the season, see if he can get some playing time. Maybe he'll just ride the bench. We'll see what happens. The Giants ended up going 7-10, and oddly enough, Kyler actually got some playing time, even though he didn't perform very well. Only 590 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 59% completion percentage, and a QBR of 74.7. So not a great season, but he's out there. He's out there playing still. And career stat wise, that puts him close to 47,000 passing yards. Still just barely over 342 touchdowns. I don't think he'll make the 350. He did, however, hit 50 rushing touchdowns mark, so he's very close to 300 or 400 total career touchdowns. All right, we sim to the next season, and somehow Kyler Murray is now a Carolina Panther. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but I mean, at least he's on a roster. He's definitely going to be third string, more than likely. Probably 0 playing time, but at least he's on a roster. And just as I thought, he's a third string quarterback on a vet minimum contract, probably his last year. Hopefully he can make it through the year. More than likely not going to get any playing time. Maybe the Panthers go on some kind of crazy run and he finds himself with another Super Bowl ring. We'll see what happens, though. And here's another look at his career stats. Almost 47,000 passing yards, almost 350 touchdowns. Good 66% completion percentage, 96.8 quarterback rating. Panthers ended up going 9-8, and he did stay rostered all season. However, he got absolutely no playing time. But, I mean, I would be a backup quarterback for $1.1 million a year. Just let me sit the bench and hold a clipboard. I'll do it. All right, we are now in the 2034 preseason, and unfortunately, Kyler is yet again a free agent. I'm going to sim to midseason just to see if anybody picks him up, but he's way down at the bottom of the free agent list. I highly doubt anybody's going to sign him. I'm assuming that this is the end of his career. We'll see if he retires. Well, he's not anywhere to be found on the quarterback list. Did he retire? And it's not showing that he retired. I have no idea what's going on. He just, like, disappeared. This is so weird. I'm going to assume that he just retired, and it's not showing that he retired for some reason. All right, well, that's going to do it for the career of Kyler Murray, so that means it's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. This is pretty much, like, best-case scenario for Kyler, right? Like, do you guys agree with that? I honestly think him going to the Rams after the Vikings is a pretty realistic scenario with Matt Stafford retiring, unless the Rams find the quarterback in the 2026 draft, but I doubt that's going to happen. So that's honestly pretty realistic. Kyler has the 1 year with the Vikings, plays how he plays, good or bad, whatever. They decide, okay, we got J.J. McCarthy as the backup, so we're going to go with him the next season. And then Kyler says, oh, the Rams need a quarterback. Matt Stafford's gone. I'm going to sign there. And then I don't know if he has the same amount of success. I mean, he won an MVP and a Super Bowl. That's pretty unrealistic, I think. But you never know, honestly. You just never know how Kyler's going to play when he actually has talent around him and a competent organization. He could definitely turn it on and drastically improve his career. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe because I definitely have some more videos cooking up right now that should be out soon. So yeah, thanks for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in the next video.